Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, subscribe is the vibe. Your boys on the road to 20K humbly. You know the like button is like, the subscribe button is earned. Is it me, or did I just wake up thinking to myself, where did it all go wrong? We're talking about a family that's respected as like Hollywood royalty. It's Will Smith, it's Jada Pinkett Smith, it's, you know, the kids and all that. And it's like, how the hell did we get here? I believe in the past 3 years, we all slowly watched this dude, Will Smith, get just absolutely destroyed by his partner. We're talking about a couple that's been married for 20 plus years, 2 kids together. Will Smith is Hollywood A-list. He's the A-list of all A-list. When you think of Will Smith, you're putting him up there with the greats. You're putting him with the Denzels, the Morgan Freemans, the list could go on as all-time great black American actors. Like, Will Smith is royalty. But what the fuck has happened? I'm talking about Jada Pinkett Smith has gone on a smear campaign of all smear campaigns. Just absolutely demeaning this man, embarrassing him, and stripping him of everything that we've like come to love. Like, this dude is almost getting his balls chopped off every single week by a new headline, bro. Jada is on a world tour promoting a book. The most relevant thing in that book, this autobiography about her life, it's not being married to Will Smith, where, you know, possibly people would be interested in finding out the inside scoop. It's not how it was raising those 2 kids to be who they are today. The most captivating thing in that book is all about her long lost love for Tupac. Tupac, nigga? Tupac. And you gotta see her on these interviews, bro. She is foaming at the mouth. I'm talking full-on glaze session about her experiences with Tupac back in the 90s and how that was like her long-lost love. Nigga, what? What happened to Will? Let's not act like you settled for last place here. You just listen to her describe this man that she met 30 years ago as if nothing past that point has ever mattered. She's really talking about Tupac like it's this long-lost fairy tale. I'm talking, think Titanic and Rose and Jack. She speaks about Tupac like she was the one that watched him sink in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I don't get it. I don't think any of us get it. She was talking about entanglement. She was talking about Tupac. She talking about how confused she was when Will slapped Chris Rock. I'm talking about like she throwing this nigga under the bus in a way I've never seen before. Like, you just don't expect a married woman to move like that, bro. And I ain't trying to judge. Fuck it, I am. What the fuck is wrong with you? And the thing that makes it worse is just like Will Smith that's notoriously taking the high road, while we're all sitting here like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? And I don't care what anybody says. This is my channel. I'm entitled to my opinion, and I'm always gonna give you my opinion. I feel like Will has learned to act in real life like a man that's happy. You see this man and he always has like a smile on his face. Every time you see this man, he's always portraying like this happy-go-lucky guy, a man who's obviously adored. So we're gonna get into the 7 times Jada Smith humiliated Will Smith. And it's like, why is there 7 times? And why are all 7 of them documented on the internet? How'd we get here?
So, Will, you know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me
Oh, my goodness.
if you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Don't. No, because she don't just...
Would you...
What the fuck you mean foolishness? Like, you're recording your husband when he doesn't want to be recorded. It's just being oblivious in the highest order. The man doesn't want to be recorded. And he tells you before you start questioning bombing him for clout, would you mind giving me a heads up before you record? Or would you mind not recording? Or would you mind just not recording at all? And it's foolishness? Come on, dog.
Say that she helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another.
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start rolling. I'm standing in my house. Don't just start rolling.
Please watch us stare at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
My grandmother taught me about self-pleasuring because she wanted me to know that that pleasure was from me.
Exactly.
She didn't want me to fall into the hands of a man, and if he gave me pleasure, to think that that was him. Yeah. And she taught me at 9.
These videos are a visual
Bitch,
representation
what?
of how...
What? Yo, nah. Nah, what is going on? What is going on, son? It has become dangerous to have a microphone in front of this woman's mouth, bro. What?
the Jada Smith and Will Smith relationship works. You can clearly see how Jada controls Will and how, despite trying to put up his own boundaries, Will eventually gave in. The public is a little concerned about it. A whole campaign has started on Twitter with the hashtag #SaveWillSmith. So, here are the 7 times Jada Smith actually did hurt Will Smith in front of the whole world. Number 1. Her close relationship with Tupac. Will has spoken about the most difficult times in his life on multiple occasions, and this was just one of those times. We all know Tupac was an absolute darling, and he could literally win over any heart in a matter of seconds. He was very close to Jada, which made Will Smith feel very insecure. He already had this notion in mind that Tupac was better than him, as he
Yo, I ain't gonna front. How do we live in a world where a man as accomplished as Will Smith has to put up with feeling like he's still not good enough for his woman? If Will ain't better than a man that's been dead for 30 years, what chance do any of us have? And no disrespect to Tupac, man. Tupac is one of the most influential rappers of all time. This is no knock against that man's name or in any facet. Like, it's not about Pac right now. But for a man as Will Smith to be so accomplished, so revered, what hasn't this man done in the box office? You know, he's influential. He's a part of the culture. He's Will Smith. And for this man to still feel like he's not better than a man that died 30 years ago is crazy.
It was the childhood love of Jada. Will got into severe depression and it became his worst nightmare.
That's
It
wild.
was all because Jada never gave him the type of attention that she gave to Tupac. He felt this raging hatred and jealousy for Tupac. Even though Tupac was not physically there anymore because he was dead, Jada still never considered Will as the absolute love of her life. According to Will, she never loved him like she loved Tupac, which is what broke his heart. Tupac was with Jada throughout her childhood, but that doesn't mean she got the right to give no importance to Will's opinion and ignore his existence altogether. Will was going through a very hard time during that period, and he had no one to talk about it. He did not want
Like,
to lose.
real nigga shit, bro. Imagine making Will Smith feel like a rebound. I don't know why this man has accepted this level of humiliation for so long that, like, come on, why is that a narrative? Why do people know that Jada loves Tupac more than you? Like, why is that you know what I mean? Like, imagine that being a narrative in your relationship. Like, the partner that you with, everybody knows that she really wanted to be with somebody else, but she settled for you. To the point where that's what people see when they see y'all together.
Jada, so he kept quiet. He did not say anything until recently when he gave an interview and told everyone how difficult everything was for him. Number 2. The confession of cheating on Will. Yes, you read it right. Jada was forced to confess on her Facebook show, The Red Table, that she had an affair with a friend of her own son, August Alsina. She was even introduced to August through her son, Jaden Smith. Jada said that August was going through a lot at that time and he needed some moral and mental support.
Him just needing some help, you know.
And you put the pussy on him. Yo, this shit is crazy, bro. This is one of the most all-time, most embarrassing behaviors by a woman I've ever seen exhibited in history. This moment was the defining moment in Will's career where we watched him get his balls chopped off. She invited this man to sit on her Red Table show, or whatever it was, talk, and basically flat out tell him why she cheated and who she cheated on him with. And you just look at the face of Will Smith, bro, and like, shout out to Academics, because I was watching his stream the other day. Like, he pointed that shit out, bro. Men, we don't come from a world where we're allowed to express our emotions without appearing soft. You know what I mean? A part of what makes women feel comfortable is the fact that men, we give off the sense of invincibility. If there's danger, we strike, we protect. We protect the family, we protect the kids. So our image is all in strength and always being able to exhibit a level of confidence where your mindset is you're built for anything. You know, that comes with being a man. When you sit there and you watch Will Smith in this moment, just a part of this television show with the world watching, as he's watching the love of his life describe these intimate moments with another man, and then take no accountability whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like, there's just like no real apology. It's a forced conversation. Will did not really look engaged. You know, he looked uncomfortable. And this is Will Smith here. You know what I mean? The man that could just turn it on whenever the lights are on. Like, but he looked in pain watching this shit. When a man can't express his feelings, you can see the pain in his eyes. And that would tell you the story of how that person is feeling at that moment in his life or period. You know, look into Will Smith's eyes in this moment. You know, like this shit is just
Me
the shit
wanting
that we
to help
glorified
him.
and turned into a whole fucking meme. And it's like, bro, this is someone that we fucking idolize. Like, you know what I mean? Why are we here? And just the absolute delusion from his wife to not even see the pain that she's making him go through. There's a level of disconnect. And I know I'm not married. I don't know how it feels to be married, but I would assume when you put your vows together and all that other shit, you know, there's a bond that's connected where you're able to pick up when something's going wrong with your partner, when your partner is irritated, when they're in pain, or where they're even hurting. There's like a level of disconnect where Jada Pinkett just comes across as so delusional to her own narratives that she doesn't see what she's doing to Will, and it's like, it's violation in the highest order, bro. Like, don't get it misconstrued. She does a lot of these things for clickbait, but it's the highest level of betrayal that a man can suffer after giving up everything that he's given up.
His health, his mental state.
August did an interview where he said they were an item and said that the relationship was a little complicated. It is the reason Jada Smith was actually to make that confession. He also said that Smith himself gave him his blessings to pursue a relationship with his wife. So, are we smelling an open marriage?
That's wild.
Maybe. Jada allegedly provided all kinds of support to the young lad despite being married to Will. Though Jada said that while she was with Will, her relationship with August was purely platonic and she never even thought about making it anything else. However, confessing on having an extramarital affair on a talk show was nothing less than a scandal of the century, and no, people are still not over it. Not only this, but Will almost cried during this whole scene. But as it turns out, he already knew about this relationship. It's okay to be honest in a relationship and tell your partner about your mistakes, but
Like, what do you mean, okay? What do you mean? I really rock with Will Smith, bro. I Am Legend, you know what I mean? Like Bad Boys 1 and 2. Number 3 was when you portrayed Muhammad Ali, bro. Will, you a legend, man? But I don't want to hear this simp shit. What are you okaying your fucking wife being in a whole other relationship with another man while y'all still married? What is this? What rich people do? This is against every alpha stance on the planet. This is simping in its highest order. To be honest, I just don't get the co-signing of him allowing his wife to experience that. But I just think Will is so in love with Jada, and you've seen it throughout the years, like he's celebrated her. Celebrated this woman. And you would have thought she was some type of queen of hip-hop or something. Like, we don't really know what Jada Pinkett Smith is really known for. Outside of being married to Will, I couldn't tell you. Like, we got to be honest about the status here. Jada, we only love you because of your affiliation to Will. And to be doing this to this man in your 50s, it's just, it's gut-wrenching, man. I'd just be so confused, bro. I just think Will is so in love with Jada that rather than lose her, he'd rather just let her experience her life. You know what I mean? And just, I don't have the right context. But to be okay with that is just so unmanly. It's so simpy. I mean, man, I hope you were getting yours in that same time. I hope you were getting yours, Will.
that doesn't mean you are supposed to tell literally the whole world about having an affair in front of your partner. This was the maximum hurt that Jada caused to Will because crying on a live show has to be a person's breaking point, and the pain was clearly visible in his eyes. People were disgusted by this confession, and they were so enraged that many even called her a predator. The Will Smith crying episode went viral, and he literally became a meme after this incident. Jada Smith was cancelled quite quick. Viral, and he literally became.
Yo, look at this man's face, bruh. Look at this man's face. Look at the details in the eyes. You know what I mean? This is Will Smith. And again, this is the level of pain that a man never feels comfortable speaking, even privately. This is years of bottled up pain, anxiety, stress, heartbreak. You can think about it. Will Smith has probably experienced it and is captivated by millions on camera while he's getting his balls chopped off.
became a meme after this incident. Jada Smith was cancelled quite quickly on Twitter and is now one of those celebs that have a very bad reputation. Number 3. She screamed in anger when Will arranged a surprise birthday. It is quite clear by now that Jada is someone who always likes to be in control. She literally freaks out whenever she loses control, and the same happened when Will Smith surprised her with a birthday party. Will and Jada are very expressive about their relationship. Jada herself revealed in an interview once
Will Smith spent 3 years planning Jada Pinkett Smith's birthday party, and she hated it.
that she was not quite happy with the surprise birthday party that Will arranged for her. She even said that it took him 3 years to plan that birthday. What a weird way to brag about your ungratefulness on a live show, right? Will was very excited about this birthday surprise because Jada was turning 40. He wanted to make it special for her, but it turned out differently. Will talked about that birthday in an interview. He revealed that the lowest point in his life was around the 40th birthday of Jada.
Your 40th birthday was my low point.
That was mainly because of
Shit.
how she reacted to the dedication and hard work of 3 years to throw her a birthday surprise. She didn't just hurt Will, but she also hurt the love he had for her, and it deeply disturbed a lot of people. Jada has admitted multiple times that this birthday incident was what changed their relationship completely, and she often calls it the turning point.
I think the turning point in our relationship for me happened when I turned 40.
For Jada's 40th birthday, Will hired a special
Why the fuck is Willow there? Why is her mom there? Why are they talking about, like, you know what I mean? Like, why? That is such a deep, sentimental moment where two people are describing what ended their love for one another. I'm just trying to figure out why the kids got to be there when we talking about this shit. You know what I mean? I don't know.
team of people to plan a lavish birthday and make a documentary for her by tracing her true roots. Will said that he just wanted the best for her, and this birthday surprise was going to end her midlife crisis for good. But Jada did not agree. Jada said to Will that this party is just a ridiculous display of Will's ego. These sentences literally broke his heart and put him in a situation where he just could not bounce back. Number 4. She made Will slap Chris Rock at Oscars. Will Smith currently has a pretty wrecked reputation for slapping Chris Rock, a well-known comedian, because he poked fun at Jada. But people were quick to point out that Jada was pulling Will's strings and she's the one to blame. When Chris Rock made an inappropriate joke about Jada's baldness, even Will laughed for 2 initial seconds. Jada too found it funny, but as soon as he looked at Jada, his expressions immediately changed. Jada did not look happy. She looked at Smith with raging eyes, and he paced towards the stage immediately to defend her. Now the whole of Hollywood is divided into 2 groups, the ones supporting Will and the ones supporting Chris Rock. But whatever people say, this incident has completely changed the good boy image that Will Smith had. He is also banned from Oscars for 10 years right after winning such a prestigious award. On the other hand, Jada clearly smiled after Will slapped Chris, and it was recorded on camera too. Number 5. Her recent comment on the slapping controversy. Jada has recently taken over the internet and has said that she did not want to be protected, and what Will did was wrong. The man literally went over the board to impress Jada, and yet she isolated him with these statements. She said that,
Like, you hear that bullshit, bro? Yo, do we hear what's going on? Just completely throwing him under the bus. Where's the camaraderie? Where's the support? Where is the till death do us part? You know, you stand behind your man, behind those front lines. This man went and slapped another man in your honor. You were sitting here like you were confused at why he did it. Wow.
the Oscars are a very prestigious platform, and spreading violence is highly unacceptable in such events. Jada was quick to point out that Smith projected his insecurity on stage, and she does not need saving. Though Will Smith has officially apologized to Chris Rock and the matter has gone into thin air, yet Jada decided to comment on this issue by not taking the side of her husband. It must have been deeply disturbed for Will Smith, now that he has realized that the woman he took a stand for is not supporting him at all. It is not just deeply disturbing, but also very hurtful for Will himself that his wife has left him when he needed her the most. Number 6.
That's
How
wild.
Jada spoiled the kids. The kids of Jada and Will are listed as some of the most spoiled kids of Hollywood. Even though Jada is found preaching about healthy parenting, she might have forgotten to implement it. Smith's mental health has been in shackles because of what Jada has been doing to him over the years, and it has affected the kids a lot. But the biggest influence on their kids is Jada and how she has treated them. Smith himself has admitted many times that they might have gone a little too far in their parenting methods, which is why their kids are so cocky. Their kids are not just spoiled, but Smith recalls that Jaden, at one time, demanded to be separated legally just when he was 15. The kids are pretty vocal about their relationships too, and you would be surprised to know that they have gotten some toxic traits from Jada.
This has been a journey for you, Miss Willow. How did you make this decision?
With polyamory, I feel like the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you, and not just stepping into monogamy because that's what everyone around you says is the right thing to do.
They use the same kind of language while talking about relationships.
What the fuck? What is she talking about? I just heard a whole bunch of big words that said nothing. But I ain't gonna front, she do sound like her mother. Like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, them kids, it's crazy. I thought Jalen was going. I thought he was on that next level. I don't know what my son been up to, like with the pink hair and shaving his eyebrows off. I don't know. Now you're a rapper. I thought he was the next. I thought he was the next big thing. Real shit.
That Jada does, and they come off as very controlling.
I definitely understand why it would look that way or feel that way, but I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity.
So if this doesn't sound disturbing, we don't know what will. Number 7, when Jada said that she didn't want to marry Smith. Yes, we kept this incident for the last, and this was when Jada hurt Smith the most. In her Red Table interview, Jada said that she did not want to get married to Will at all, and she was so disturbed that she cried down the aisle too.
I never wanted to be married.
Jada was never into marriage and she just wanted to have a live-in relationship, but Smith was persistent to put a ring on it, so she agreed to marry him. But revealing something like this to the public is quite dreadful. It is bound to affect her husband and even their children quite a lot. For a man of such chaotic mental health, violence is often expected. So who do you consider responsible for what happened at the Oscars? Will Smith or Jada Smith? Tell us in the comments section. While you're at
we over the slap at this point in our lives. We over the slap, man. Like, yo, free will, on God, free will. We need him. We need to protect Will Smith at all costs, bro. He's one of the dying Mohicans, man. We got to protect this man. He's the golden egg, cause all this is a trip, son. All this is a trip, and I can't believe that a man of that caliber who's accomplished so much, who's like highly revered around the world. You know what I mean? Like, we're not just talking about some manager at Foot Locker. No shame to any manager at Foot Locker, but I'm just saying y'all not Will. You know what I mean? But Jada Pinkett is acting like she's lost in life. You know what I mean? Like, from talking about Pac and all that bullshit, it's just like, yo, bro, he died 30 years ago. It's not like you settled for chopped liver. You ended up marrying Will Smith just to publicly tell the man that you cheated on him. You know what I mean? And then describe the affairs of that love life and how you blamed it on intimacy, immaturity. What are you talking about? Look into this man's eyes. Look, for 1 second, get out of your bubble where you think shit just revolves around you, and look at what you're doing to a man that's giving you everything. I gotta keep it a bean. The only reason we respect the Smith family is because Will is associated to it. Listen, Jada's always been a pretty face, but ain't nobody calling her a bad. You know what I mean? She not one of those. She ain't Beyonce. She ain't Mariah. You know what I'm saying? So for her to be this delusional, you know, it's just unforgiving. It was like, we're talking about betrayal in the highest order. Just absolutely, not even stabbing him in his back, just stabbing him in his chest while he's telling you he still loves you type shit. Like, it's gotten bad. And as far as Will, to be so quiet about this situation, like, you know what I mean? And I get it, it's your personal business. It's not mine. It's not anybody else's. But when your partner's making it so public, it's like, damn, you hear all the shit that she talking about. Like, she never even wanted to get married to you. Like, and it's like, what does Will say? Oh, Will is somewhere swimming with dolphins. So like this high road that he's taking is not even helping his case. It's just, I feel bad, man. I'm always gonna rock with Will Smith, and I'm a little biased to a certain degree, but anybody enduring that in a relationship, I'd stand against. I could go on all day. I'm gonna holler at you guys in the next video. Appreciate y'all. My bow.